So with Christmas approaching fast, I thought I'd do an overview of my Christmas collection. It's non-horror, so I have got quite a few horror movies that are Christmas themed. I just thought I'd do a non-horror Christmas physical media collection video. So this is DVDs and Blu-rays that are Christmas themed, you know, very Christmassy movies suited to this time of year, and I'm going to go through them one by one in a collection sort of overview videos, which I've not done for a while. So yeah, sit tight, enjoy, and I'll show you some of the DVDs and Blu-rays I have that are for Christmas, basically Christmas films on Blu-ray and DVD. So no particular order. These are very mixed up. I thought I'd start with a DVD, and it's a Disney one. It's Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas and Twice Upon a Christmas, the double set. Yeah, it's a pretty fun one. I mean, it's more aimed at children, but I like it. Once Upon a Christmas in particular is a good one. Twice Upon a Christmas is fun too, if you just want something on in the background. That's what I use these type of films for. If I'm doing some present wrapping, stick on Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. It's got some of the classic animations on there. The one where Mickey like saves the family's Christmas, or is it the? I think that one's on there. Or is it the? I think I'm getting a little bit muddled between the two, but I know they both feature like episodes like that one. And on one of them, either once or twice upon a Christmas, they feature the one where Mickey has to, I think he sells his harmonica to buy Minnie a gift. Yeah, they're quite nice, like Disney, you know, fluffy, warm Disney movies, but featuring shorts. But yeah, they're a lot of fun, a lot of fun. So I'll find a place for that as I'm sporadically going through my Christmas collection. This is one I haven't looked at or opened. It's another DVD, Bugs Bunny's Looney Christmas Tales, so it looks pretty fun. These are very cheap pickups, like these ones. I think I paid like £1 or something for this. What's the running time? So we've got 22 minutes there, so it's very short, but I'm sure it's a fun like sort of one to have on while you're again doing some Christmas wrapping. Some of these will be doubles, so I have got a couple of them on Blu-ray and DVD, but I'll show them nonetheless. Got the Polar Express, which I've never watched, on DVD, with Tom Hanks in there. Never watched it though. Dudley Moore in Santa Claus the movie. It's another one I've never watched. I've just picked up the new Blu-ray with the 4K transfer. Okay, so on to some Muppet action. So absolute classic here. I'd love it on Blu-ray. I'd love it to get a 4K release. It is on Disney Plus, so I'll probably stream it on there this Christmas. But yeah, the Muppets Christmas Carol. It's a fantastic adaptation of the Charles Dickens tale. All the characters are in there, you know, the typical lot, like Fuzzy the Bear, as you can see, in Miss Piggy, Kermit, Michael Caine as Ebenezer Scrooge. The music's fantastic. The soundtrack alone is just brilliant. You know, some of the great songs on there, like the Mr. Scrooge song and Marley and One More Sleep Till Christmas, and the rest of them, they're all good. It's a feel-good film. It's the Christmas Carol tale, so it hits all the beats of a Christmas Carol, and it's probably the best adaptation of it. Well, it's the most fun adaptation of it, put it that way. So I'd love that to get a Blu-ray release, but it's too pricey on Blu-ray for me. Like, I'm not paying like over £30 for an old Blu-ray of like Muppets Christmas Carol. As much as I love the film, it needs a 4K release for about £20 and I'll snag it. Another Muppets film. It's a Very Merry Muppet Christmas movie. We've had this one for years. Can't remember what happens in it, so there you go. I like it, Muppet Family Christmas. That's another good one where they're snowed in. And it's got like the Fraggles from Fraggle Rock in there and everything. Some of the Sesame Street characters like Big Bird. I prefer that one to It's a Very Merry Muppet Christmas movie, which I can't even remember. So I'll have to watch that. Oh, a TV special here. So it's kind of a movie, like, but it's a short movie. It's a short film, TV special. The Snowman, Raymond Briggs. Absolute classic from the early 80s. It's magical. It captures the winter atmosphere phenomenally. I believe the old edition, I don't know if it's on here, but yeah. So I've even got the introduction from David Bowie. So David Bowie did an introduction on the original. I don't think they have that on the newer release or the digital release, but I've got the one with the David Bowie introduction, which is great. He's wearing his Christmas sweater. He introduces the film. Yeah, it's magical about a young boy, should I say, makes a snowman. The snowman comes to life, takes him on an adventure. They go walking in the air, as the song states, and yeah, I love the Snowman. I shall be watching this Christmas Eve. I'll wake up Christmas Eve before I go out or whatever for a bit, and I'll have a cup of coffee and watch the Snowman, because it's just utterly magical. Another favourite here of other people's. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I do like it. It's Elf. It's pretty funny. Will Ferrell, you know, everyone's seen it. Good film. Got the DVD. I haven't got the Blu-ray yet, or the 4K. It is a fun one, and I did enjoy it when I first watched it. I think it's one of those that I've kind of seen too many times on television and things, so it's a bit too familiar, but it's a very good one nonetheless. It is a good Christmas movie. Another Muppets one here on DVD, and that's, we'll get to the Blu-rays, and that's a Muppets Christmas Letters to Santa. Can't even remember it. This might be from when my brother was younger. He might have had this, because I can't remember it at all. We have an adaptation of A Christmas Carol, the George C. Scott one. I think it's from like 84 or something. See if we can find the date on there. It's a good one, I know that. Not probably the best. 1981. So that's the 1981 A Christmas Carol with George C. Scott as Ebenezer. And yeah, another good adaptation of the film. I don't mind watching about 3 adaptations. I like a lot of the adaptations, but I like to watch about 3. So Muppets obviously gets to watch at Christmas. This one, and then I'll pick another, because the story's great. The classic Charles Dickens story, Christmas Carol, brilliant. Another good one I watched a couple of weeks ago, and that's Fred Claus. Really fun. I actually prefer it to Elf. It's got Vince Vaughn in there. Paul Giamatti as Santa. I believe he's Santa Claus in the film. Yeah, really fun. Fred's a bit of an bad guy. Not a terribly bad guy, but he's a bit of an, what should we say? Not even a wrong, and he's just a bit like misguided and stuff, and gets a bit like frustrated with life. And yeah, he finds his place in this movie when he reunites with his brother. Blu-ray of A Miracle on 34th Street. Haven't watched this for a minute. It's the Richard Attenborough one with the girl from Matilda in it. I forget her name now. She's from the Matilda film, the old one from the 90s. Yeah, it's a nice little heartwarming Christmas charmer. Been a minute since I've watched that, so a couple of Jim Carrey ones here. A Christmas Carol. This is the Disney CGI animation. One I watched years ago, but I can barely remember it. Obviously, it tells the story of a Christmas Carol, which is fine. And yeah, I didn't mind it. Good animation and stuff. I'll have to, I might put that into my Christmas Carol watches for this year. And then we get to 2001's, or is it 2000? Either one. The Grinch. So Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. This is the Jim Carrey version. He's fantastic in the role. He was almost born to play the Grinch. He does such a good job. He's wacky Jim Carrey at his best. Tells the story of the Grinch and how he stole Christmas. He's a real mean one. And yeah, can't go wrong with this movie. I'll have to stick this on at some point as well. I think I'm going to watch the original animation this year. Not the new CGI animation from like 2019. You know, the really old one. That's like 30 minutes long, the TV special. The short film. I'll probably watch that this year. I'm going to try and get this one in because I do love it. Loads of fun. Let's try and do these in order. So one of my favourites, probably one of the best, I think, my favourite Christmas movies because it's so much fun, and that's Bad Santa starring Billy Bob Thornton. You got those guys in there, they're hilarious. Thurman Merman, that character, he's so funny. Yeah, Bad Santa is such a bad guy, and he gets up to a lot of mischief. There's his lady friend, and he likes to get drunk, and him and his small friend, they get jobs as the elf and Santa Claus at the mall, and they scout it out and stake it out, and then they plan to do a big robbery of goods and cash. And that's what the film's all about, really, and in all his antics. It's got Bernie Mac in there, who's passed away now. He's a funny guy. Don't know if you guys have seen Friday, remember him in that. He's really funny in that, as well as a few good lines there. Bad Santa, yeah, it's a classic to me now because it's been around for about 20 years. And then there's Bad Santa 2, which is more of the same. I like it. I don't love it like I do the first film, but I think it's good enough. You know, if I didn't want to watch the first film, I'd stick Bad Santa 2 on. If I wanted to watch both of them, I'd watch both. But this year, I'm just going to watch the first one, I think, because I did watch this the other year and it's quite fresh in my mind. But it's a fun one, nonetheless. Same type of thing, really, just in a different setting. You've got with the addition of, like, Kathy Bates as his mum. Pretty good, though, Bad Santa 2. Don't love it as much as the first one. Fat Man, which I tried to watch a few years ago, but I didn't get around to finishing it. It's Mel Gibson's Santa. Some kid gets mad with Santa Claus and tries to take revenge on him, and Mel Gibson's Father Christmas guy's got to fight back. Looks like a hell of a lot of fun, and I shall get to that this year. Okay, on to some animation now. It's a series, and I do have a Christmas time in South Park. So South Park, really good animation, you know, been around for like 30 odd years, lots of fun. The older episodes are better, I think, up until about probably like season 15 or something. I was a big fan of South Park. I think it dropped a little since then. It's still funny, they still have some clever ideas, and I'm not knocking it. I still like the show, and it's a lot better than a lot of the other adult animation shows that are out there. It's just a classic South Park Christmas stories really like resonate with me. They're so much fun. You've got like Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh in there, Merry Christmas Charlie Manson. I remember that from when I was a kid. That was hilarious. Mr. Hanky's Christmas Classics, that's amazing. The soundtrack's phenomenal. You can get that on Spotify and stuff. It's got so many good songs on there, like the Mr. Garrison one, and Satan's Christmas Time in Hell's brilliant. But yes, a whole range. That's like 7 classic South Park episodes on a DVD, so I shall stick that on for a bit of light entertainment. Couple of musicals, not necessarily set at Christmas, but they're classed as Christmas movies or whatever, or movies that you watch at Christmas. That's Annie and the musical Oliver. Good stuff. Don't know if I'll slip them in this year. DVD here of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jingle All the Way. I loved this when I was a kid. I've gone off it over the years because I've seen it too many times, but it's fun. He's got to get that Turbo Man for Christmas, and he's got his neighbour trying to prey on his wife and stuff, and he gets really mad and steals his neighbour's child's Christmas present of Turbo Man, and you've got Sinbad in there as a mailman who's trying to compete with him to get a Turbo Man. Lots of fun. Do like Jingle All the Way. I've just gone off it a bit over the years. I've got a couple of DVD pack here with loads of Christmas Simpsons episodes, so that'll be fun. Have to check through that. ScoobyDoo Winter Wonder Dog, watched a bit of it the other week. Hilarious, like just typical Scooby antics. Bit more modern, newer Scooby-Doo, like not new now. I mean, they're probably from the 70s, the episodes, but they're not the date. They're really, you know, they're not the first rendition of Scooby. It's like the later one where Scrappy's introduced and things, but still really old and fun. That's Winter Wonder Dog. That's the DVD. Got this set here. So you have DVD set, Christmas Classics Collection. It's a fun one. You've got It's a Wonderful Life on there, which I've just picked up on Blu-ray, White Christmas, Holiday Inn, and Scrooge. I do need to watch the Scrooge one. I think it's the Albert Finney, yeah. Don't think I've seen it before, so I'm going to check that out maybe as well. Heard it's really good. Hope my pile doesn't fall. Another classic here on Blu-ray. Not picked up the 4K yet. I probably will do one year, maybe next year. That's Chevy Chase in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Remember this one as a kid, where they're driving at the beginning, and you've got that big truck with like Christmas trees on it, is it, or logs or something? Not seen it for a few years, this one, but really fun. Chevy Chase is hilarious in it, lots of antics. Yeah, he's trying to have the perfect Christmas, but everything's going wrong. Yeah, brilliant film, Christmas Vacation. One I've not seen, picked up last year, very cheap, just Frosty the Snowman. It's a short, I think it's about 20 minutes long, something like that anyway. From 1990, when's it from? 1969, it says. That's an old one. So, there's Frosty the Snowman. I'll stick that on when I'm wrapping some presents or something. I have the Home Alone double pack because I needed the set. I've got the first one on Blu-ray, but I needed the second one, so my sister picked this up years ago and they watch it. So you got Home Alone and Home Alone 2 double pack. Brilliant films, a lot of fun. I've seen Home Alone, the first one, a lot of times, so it sometimes grates on me a little bit, but again, definitely a classic for Christmas. And Macaulay Culkin's great in it, Joe Pesci's great in it. The other guy, I forgot his name, the other burglar, he's great. The traps are great. Yeah, best 2 Home Alone movies. Anything after that, including Home Alone 3, which isn't even as bad as like 4, 5 and so on, are pretty awful. No point to them. But there you go, there's Home Alone on Blu-ray. Picked that up for about £2 in mint condition. Another one I shown earlier, which I haven't seen, but I picked up the Blu-ray of Polar Express because I thought this would be a nice one to have in Blu-ray. I'll have to get around to watching that. Getting to the end of the pile, one I picked up cheap that I got like free in a deal. Countdown to Christmas. It's Disney's Countdown to Christmas. Give the gift of magic. So you got all the Disney characters there, Donald and everybody, Goofy, Mickey, the Quack Pack, you name it. And a little special. It's got some episodes. It includes the following stories. You can see there, Prince and the Pauper, alpine climbers, yeah, so on. Should be fun. I do like a bit of magical Disney at Christmas. One I did show on DVD in that set, but that's It's a Wonderful Life. I've never actually watched this properly. I've seen half of it like on TV, but I'm going to get around to watching it this year. Picked up the Blu-ray at a good price. Black and white classic. And the final one I'm showing in this non-horror Christmas themed movies video is the Santa Claus with Tim Allen, which I actually rewatched today. Yeah, fun film. Not as keen on the sequels, and I thought the series was a bit, let's just say, not my cup of tea. But yeah, this is a classic to me. It's really fun. Tim Allen does a good job in it. Scott Calvin, is it? Scott Calvin, that's his name. And he basically becomes Santa Claus due to a Santa Claus. When Santa dies or what have you, or gives up, and you find the suit and you put it on, you enter the Santa Claus and you're basically destined to be Santa. And it's a fun film. It's quite magical. It's got some great aesthetic. You know, the sleigh looks good, the reindeers, the North Pole looks great at Santa's workshop, and it's just a good one. Some really fun scenes in there when he's transforming into Santa and he's gaining weight and he's going to see the doctor and stuff like that. It's pretty funny stuff. Yeah, I do enjoy that one. Anyway, that's my non-horror Christmas collection. Thought I'd do a quick video because I've not done one for a little bit. So I just did an overview of my collection. Nothing too fancy, but yeah, there's most of my, I think it's all of my non-horror Christmas movies. It's a collection that's growing every year. I do even pick up cheap DVDs for it because not everything's released on Blu-ray. So Blu-ray 4K, I didn't have any non-horror 4Ks. I have a lot of horror Christmas films on 4K, quite a few, but not so many in the non-horror. But it's a growing collection of Blu-rays, 4Ks and DVDs. I'm going to keep growing it every year and stuff, and pick them up in the year when I see them at a good price. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.